We got here Putin the cat and Bushy tail. Hi. What are we doing, huh? Wow, huh? Right? See your friend over there? Can't hold him in the camera at the same time too good, but I usually bring him out and visit other cats. Right? See the brown? Oh, hear the thunder? I already adjusted the valves on this. I'm gonna go through them again, just make sure they're good. I did the thing like this with number 1 cylinder intake. You know, it's like 18436-572. So you do it like that. You know, exhaust. When the one's up, you do the other one. Well, it's easy actually if you write it down. I know it's 18436-572 and 153-624 for 6 cylinders. This cat's kind of brown actually. You see that? It's kind of like a brown cat. Chestnut brown and black. So anyway, I'm kind of taking my time in this car because I'm thinking I'm gonna order some what do you call it? Not just RTV, but a couple cans of this junk. This stuff is really good, man. Part number 80065, Permatex sealant. You can add that, you can put that on top of the gaskets. Sometimes you can't do that with RTV. You could even use that with rubber gaskets. You definitely can't do that with RTV. I'll make sure there's no leaks. I'm trying to also get some kind of better valve cover gaskets that don't leak. You know, to tell you the truth, the old ones that were cork, those are better than these freaking rubber ones. You just can't reuse them. They'll crack after a while. But I always thought they sealed up better, especially when you use that gasket shellac. Just that you just couldn't reuse them. But when, you know, I don't plan to freaking pull these valve covers off for a while. Yeah. Freaking I'm trying to get it so no leaks in that sucker. Right. So she came by this morning, had a bowl of food, plus a can of food, plus another can of food. You, hey, here. Can't get at it. Here it is. Man, she hungry, man. Guess I'm the only one feeding this one. Maybe this is a stray, but obviously, if I could do this, she can't be too much of a stray, you know? But that black and white cat, I was out here yesterday, it was like cleaning off the engine and stuff. The black and white cat usually sees me and runs away. It was right there, then it came right over here. And I was like, voluntarily, like in other words, without me trying to coax it with any kind of food or anything. So that black and white cat's getting used to me too. So, well, man, it's pretty hot and humid out here. You know, I could tell it's going to rain real soon. It's like when everything calms down and it's almost like too hot and humid. It's too humid with the heat, basically, where it's very uncomfortable. And that's when you know you're going to get a refresher because the clouds are just going to go. So, right? So you're rubbing on the antenna. Make sure you mark your spot. You should be okay. I mean, she freaking had like basically 3 cans of food today already. It's quite a bit. So I had to give her a bowl. Then I gave her a can. This morning, and that was the second can. So the only 2 cans. Well, I guess we're running around. Could put some more dry stuff up here. Oh, God, man. That other cat came by, must have ate that. That's freaking. Put 2 bowls up there on the roof. So. And, you know, to tell you the truth, no matter where you go, the way I'm looking at it, it's screwed up. You know, like Florida's got problems. I bet you. I know Georgia's got problems. I was a little hesitant about Georgia. And, I'm sure Tennessee's got problems, but I don't think, you know, one of the things I was thinking was, you know, I'm not necessarily looking at the state, I'm looking at the geographical area, like the mountains. Like, you could say North Carolina's got a totally different character depending on if you're in the mountains, the Piedmont area, or you're in by the beach, the coastal area. It's a total different character, like the way the people are and everything, the whole attitude. The more mountainous areas you get to, the more independent people are. It wouldn't matter if it's Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, or Tennessee. It's basically, I'm looking at it like the states don't exist, it's the mountain range, see? So, but I'm kind of leaning towards Georgia because, or Tennessee, in other words, I got the property up there in northeast Tennessee, but it would take another 3.5 hours, probably 3.5 hours to go from the border of Georgia, Tennessee, to up to that property. And a round trip, that's 7 hours. So if you're making a bunch of trips, that's a lot of bullshit. I mean, it's like, you're not, like I can get up to North Georgia in maybe 7 hours and, make a full round trip in a day, maybe 7 hours up, 7 hours back, 45 minutes or an hour over there to unload stuff, and, that type of stuff, which is good for the cats, I can leave them for a day. But if, you're going up to northeast Tennessee, it's going to be more like 10.5 hours up, 21 hours. That's 2 days. You ain't doing that in freaking one day. And, I don't really have, I just got raw land, which is great for just holding on to, but it's not good, if you're going to, you'd have to put a driveway in, a well, septic, or something, you know what I mean? And when you add all that crap up, it might be a lot easier just to freaking buy it already done. Which could be, I'm thinking somewhere around the border of Tennessee, Georgia, or, it could be either state. But basically, geography-wise, it would just be in the mountains. So, I noticed what the problem is with Florida. It's like, man, if people, Florida would be great if you didn't have all these people coming down from all over the place, because I think that's going on everywhere down south, but more so in Florida than anywhere. It's even going on in Georgia, but more towards Atlanta. But, in Florida, it's more going towards South Florida. But Florida's actually getting hammered with a lot of outsiders more and more, just because it's attractive for warmth in the wintertime. And the more those type of people come down here, the more screwed up it's getting. And, I don't know what the hell you do. I mean, Texas is getting screwed up because of people running away from other areas. But I think one thing with Florida, though, is like if there's like a really, really, really bad problem, like if we go to, like in other words, I know we're not going to World War III right away because, there's going to be a precursor of economic collapse all throughout the world first before we get into some kind of major conflict. If there's no economic collapse, right now the United States isn't doing too bad economy-wise. It's not that bad. But there's a lot of signs, like with the automotive industry, it's getting kind of screwed up and everything. Like the automotive industry is basically driven by loans and credit. It's like, people can't even afford to buy these damn cars. The subprime mortgage crisis is looming again. And, right at this moment, though, everything's cool. But, if you see a major crisis worse than 2008, 2009, well, and it continues and whatever, well, then you can run into conflict, especially if it's global, right? The European Union has all those problems and shit. So, it's not until that time that, really bad things can happen, right? Like, in other words, people are, as long as the economy's generally good, you're not going to see a lot of problems, inside the nation or between nations. When the economies go bad, a lot of stuff happens. It's all over, if everybody's got money and everybody, not everybody, but most people have money, most people are pretty well off, there ain't too many problems, either within a nation or between nations. So, as of right now, I don't see no problem, so I'm not in a rush to get the hell out of here. But I've got to plan my move very carefully. But, I don't know. Difficult to say, man. It's not an easy move. In other words, if I had a, I don't know, a 20 by 30 trailer and tool axle, and that thing was able to pull it, yeah, well, that would do it. A few trips like that, man, I'd be done. Anyway, so well, here comes the rain. That's why I stopped working on the car, because I figured, you know, if the rain's coming straight down, ain't a problem. But you know what happens? The wind kicks up. Sometimes it kicks up so bad, it gets. But I got a piece of cardboard over the engine. The hood's closed and all that kind of crap, and I vacuumed up under the engine. So, you know, that's been slowing me down. But I am not in a rush to get that car done. It'll probably be done in a week or two or some shit. But you know, and I'm probably going to reuse the old intake manifold because I'm like, I don't know, I don't really need that freaking aluminum one. I'm going to probably go with the HHO or go for new carpet or some shit. Put a freaking aluminum manifold on it. It ain't going to make it run that much better. HHO might, though. I'd rather spend the money on that shit. And if I got a you know, in the future, if I have to, you know, if I get in some place where you got to have an inspection for the EGR valve and all this kind of crap, well, I'm going to need to have that intake manifold on there anyway. So, yeah, you can see the flag's blowing pretty good. See it? You know, that flagpole being made out of steel, it's, you know, like it doesn't look that thick, but it's steel, and the thickness of the tube is, you know, the pipe is a lot thicker than those aluminum ones. Man, those aluminum ones are not that great, to tell you the truth, you know, unless they're commercial grade. That flagpole stood up, and the other one on the other side over here stood up through Hurricane Irma. I would not leave a flag up on a hurricane with this one, though, but it might hold up. I got a little bit bigger pipe on this sucker, so, right. I washed her rug too. I don't know why she doesn't sleep on it, but there's your rug, right? There's your ruggie. I gave you a rug over there, washed it for her, but she doesn't sleep on it, so. Anyway. But the temperature was already cooling down. Like I said, it was just, you know, a little breeze is starting to pick up, and the, you know, the moisture's in the air. You can already feel the temperature dropping. So, that's typical, like, you know, it feels, the air gets real still, like right before it's going to rain, and then it's like, the humidity's like, ooh, and then you know it rains and it cools down. You know ain't got to wait too long when it gets unbearably humid out where it's going to just let loose with some rain. So anyway, yeah, look at that flag blowing, man. Pretty good. That's just a 4x6. It's doing nice. It does good. It's been up there in some pretty heavy winds too, and no problem with that pole so far. Glad I changed it out to the 4x6 because I think the 5x8 might have overstressed it, but hard to say. Not with that one though. Anyway, here's the kitty cat again. Boy, getting overloaded with cats here, man. I'm like saying, I just can't turn them down though. That's the thing. Can't turn these little puppies down. Puppies. Kittens. I can't turn them down.